Hello, chat. Hello, Twitch. Come here, camera. What are you doing, camera? You turn away from me? Over here. Wait, what is this, camera? Yeah. Oh. Oh. What is with you tonight? There we go. That's a little better. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that follow. Welcome in, Panther. Welcome in, Bun Buns. Or should I call you Squirrel? Start off with a little coffee to start. As usual. We'll get the oven going, though. We're going for some crispy bacon tonight. I got lazy with my title tonight. I was like, bacon will work. Fozzie stops by later and he feels like correcting it he's welcome to. Oh, you're going to make it even longer now? Hey, Blue Moon. Happy June to you. So a major thing tonight is going to be trying to do a caramel apple and bacon upside down cake. That's going to be the major project of the evening. And I hadn't really decided. I think we're going to go with chicken. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with chicken or we got all sorts of pork in there, obviously. Got both of them. I actually have to pull that out of there to defrost it. But that's later on. Getting a bit of dinner spam at the beginning of the stream tonight. Yes, this is coffee. This is how I start all my streams these days. At least the last year and a half or so. I'm not really a coffee expert, but it allows me to relax into the beginning of the stream, allows me to say hello to everyone as we come in, chat. Almost there. Almost there, Blue Moon. Couple of scrambles and you'll have your self channel point redemption there. If you look in the channel points, next week actually, if you look at the end of the dinner command up in chat there, On Sunday, we're starting Bun Buns, Fluffy Bun Buns theme of vegan. And so all of the food next week is going to be vegan themed. So if you get 5,000 sprinkles, you can combine that with 5,000 channel points and theme a week out. Oh, I pretty much always use sugar. I'm a sugar fiend. You haven't noticed that? Yeah, I use sugar in the raw or demerara. Usually sugar in the raw. Poison. It's just a new rank symbolizing how much time you've spent hanging out. Cheers, folks. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. Oh, what do we have? I didn't see anything with the bot saying no. Not sure what you're referring to, Blue Moon. Let's get going with some bacon, though. Turn the fan on. Going with some thinner bacon tonight. Shoot, Bun Buns. What's your question? How is it lacking flavor? My first answer is going to be salts, but you can oversalt things too, and they still not be very flavorful. In that case, you want to turn to the other things that you typically want to include anyways to give something a full round level of flavor. I would say, in your case, probably some acid in there, some vinegar of some sort. Squeeze this in here somehow. Or if you're growing Asian with, you're recommending Thai there. If you're growing Asian, you can add some mirin if you have some in your fridge, or which is a sweet wine, but if you're cooking, it's going to add acidity. It's going to add that brightness. But otherwise, I would say a touch of some sort of vinegar, some sort of hot sauce maybe, because those are all typically based on vinegar. Let's see. Otherwise, you just sort of need things to maybe contrast, like maybe serve it with some nice toast points or something like that to contrast with the heaviness of the mushrooms. Chives or light onion flavor will help contrast with the it complements but and contrasts with the mushroom. Tahini is just going to add a little bit of nuttiness to it. I don't think that's going to do what you want. I mean, if you're having trouble distinguishing flavors, that's probably actually going to muddy things up even more. It's a little like adding peanut butter to something. Oven's at 400, so bacon's going in the oven. And we're only going to give that 15 minutes tonight because, like I said, this is a thinner cut bacon. And we get started with our other stuff for our caramel. Stick of butter. Oh, gotta show the stove now. So in a saucepan here, I'm gonna melt some butter. A whole stick of butter. Stick of butter. We'll wait to melt that till after the battle. Let's go to war. Bun Buns, you murderous bunny, you. Pursoon. Getting those assists. Bun Buns and Soulsbane getting the rewards. Hey, Nan Reader, welcome in. I'm going to do the same tactic as before, but I'm going to go down here, actually. Just use the same square. We'll say no and certainly yes. And we'll go through and see what quests we got and all that good jazz after this. Brown sugar. Using a 2/3 cup scoop here. Do I need more brown? I need more brown sugar for the rest of it too. So we'll leave this out. What else do we need in this loveliness? Do I have any? I'm not going to use that for this. That's good stuff. Use a little vanilla. Pinch of cinnamon. If you want to spice it all up, go ahead. I'm going to keep it somewhat simple since we're adding the bacon in there. Although I am going to add some nutmeg. Love that smell of nutmeg. Alright, well, let's let that set for the moment. Scratch and wash my hands. Scratch my face and wash my hands. Take our apples. Let's start slicing them up. a bit thick. That's a pretty tasty apple. Not quite. Tried to slice through that one last one. I couldn't quite get it straight on. Trying to decide what I want to bake this in tonight. Debating back and forth between using my cast iron which I've used successfully before for upside down cakes, or do I go with the springform? The springform is going to be a lot easier to plate because it's going to have to be flipped. Cast iron gives you that rusticness to it, though, too. But I think I am going to go with the springform fan. So I folded up a piece of parchment, and I'm going to cut it to roughly fit the center. Bacon. And what I can do to make that fit even better is do that. Let's get that bacon out of the oven before it burns, though. It's the thin stuff. I'm going to give it another couple minutes anyways. Doing this upside down too. I was hoping to get a little flatter than that, but that was pretty good. So I think that'll work nicely. Now we have the start of our caramel here. We're going to pour a little of this down in the base of the pan. And just spread it around a little bit. Just make sure we're getting it out to the sides a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, because even though this is going to be the top, please be careful with your hands and the hot caramel. I'm going the same way as before, just trying to cover the gaps of the last ones. Blue moon. Have your co-workers switch out your towels for wet ones. You care less about the heat a little bit after that. I'm gonna grab a towel because I am sweating still. Okay, let's take a look at that bacon. There we go. That's looking yummy. That's looking how we want that. Camera, what are you doing? Why are you looking way over there again? Over here, camera. Over here. Last 10 minutes to get units on the battlefield for our second battle of the evening. And then from here on, it doesn't really matter too much. We can start getting messy. You can start using all the miscellaneous short pieces because we got a layer on top already. If you want to, you can be finicky about it and layer that caramel in completely. I am just going to put a little bit on the bottom and pour the rest over the top after I get all this apple in here. I went and flipped sides here. Ooh, that one's too thick. You want your apples to be thin sliced, but they don't have to be super thin sliced. More than that, I would suggest actually using a mandolin if your knife skills are not up there, because it's probably more important that they're evenly sliced than they be super thin. I'm feeling that I probably went a little too thin on these, because this recipe is calling for another 2 apples, which I bought. But I think I got a pretty good layer of apple here already. And I'm just going to fit the last of this in here, trying to build up the outsides because the center is most stacked. The center's the highest point. Nan Reader just killing the scramble tonight. So we're going to take this bacon off of this damp parchment. And hopefully it'll dry up a little bit more even still. A little soggier on that end. I think it's got enough crispness. I got the caramel a little too cool. Let that loosen up a little bit more. Ooh, I should have had some butter out here melting, coming up to room temp. Oops. Battle. We shall go to war. Victory! A little ahead of time, but still a victory. Kyurem in triage, getting our kills and assists there. Honorable mention to Pew Pew Sloth. Welcome in. Fluffy Fluffy Bun Buns and Kyurem. Sorry for pronunciation butchering there. Getting our rewards there. Beating the boss. Alright, what's our path this time? Let's take a look at our army. We got an upgrade here to our warrior. Our second warrior. Let's see here in the store. Not for that price, though. Okay, so we go top, middle, or bottom here. We got blue, blue, blue and green. I think that's our best bet. I'm going to put my warrior up here in the corner. We'll see what we get in 30 minutes here. Yeah, it got a little warmer than I wanted it to, but we'll be okay with this. It's actually probably a little bit better caramel than we had on the bottom. Again, very careful. You do not want to get this on you. This is not something you save for later in your beard. I mean, it is bubbling sugar and butter. It is essentially napalm. Put some nice cold water over that pan right after that. Yes, sweet, delicious napalm. Still gonna burn you. The reason that it's so bad when it comes to burning you too is not just that it burns you and sugar is hot. It's the combination of the fat and the sugar is going to have a much higher ability to retain heat than water. So you go and wash it off, it just sticks and continues to burn. So we'll set this off to the side for a moment. Allow that to just hang out and do its thing. Hopefully the apples don't get too dark in that time. You can see that's already cooled to solid. My opinion is I probably should have started with this tonight. I didn't pre-read this recipe, and I'm sort of following. I'm not following a recipe and following a recipe at the same time as usual. Streamwater's got to reload. So we'll give this butter a mash up in the bowl. I guess we don't need to see the stove right now. Oh, we got caramel seepage coming out of the bottom of this pan. So I'm going to go ahead and just go and put this pan on its baking pan. It's probably mostly butter that's leaking, but we got quite a bit leaking there. This was what I had worried about the spring form. Otherwise, it's a surefire bet. It's just how tight that seal is. Let's get this going. I'm relying a lot on the salt from the bacon for this dish. I'm not using much in the way of salt otherwise. I could have easily added salt into that caramel. I could easily add salt here into the cake. Going to do neither. Back to the brown sugar. Oops. So, roughly a cup of sugar there. I was using a 2/3 measure. No, it's 2/3 and 1/3. Roughly. I just didn't want to get another cup dirty after using the 2/3 to measure the brown sugar the first time. And we're going to cream the sugar and butter together until it's all happy together. Okay. Dose eggs. Butterscotch. I love butterscotch. Yeah, it looks about right for the amount of milk. Just got a little darker outside all of a sudden. Let's see here. We're not gonna do that, but we can do the baking powder and the flour. And so I'm guesstimating a cup and a half there. Baking powder, expertly measured. All right, so there's our cake batter. And now we got to add our bacon. Debating whether I want to do... Let's get the flour out of the way. Debating whether I want to go bacon and then cake, or mix the bacon into the cake. I think I'm going to do bacon and then cake. And I've now decided there's enough stuff on this board that this is going to go on a different pan. And then whatever's here, I'm going to try and pour over the top of it. Now for almost the hardest part of this project is spreading this out over the top without ruining the pattern below. All right. So now that we got that, we're going to set up a second pan to transfer this to get rid of the liquids, which are just going to quickly burn, being some form of sugar and fat. Probably mostly. Actually, probably not a lot of fat. Probably more the liquids from the butter itself. All right. What temp we frying this at? All right. So we're going down from 400 to 325. Your typical big temp. And going in the oven because it's already up there. the heat here will help with the... And so dinner. Oh, hey, I guess I gotta defrost some chicken. Focus. Focus. Whatever. I'll be back in one moment. I'm gonna turn the camera off so that it doesn't try to view me going underneath it. Chicken procured. And put those on some water to defrost them. I don't know what's throwing off this camera on its focus so much. Bacon. Save this for later. Little cleanup here. And then actually I think I'm going to reuse my bacon pan from earlier for tonight's dinner. We're just going to layer everything on that already lovely rendered bacon fat. Starting off with some fresh lemon. And then some taters. A little bit more than I wanted, but I don't want to leave myself 2 potatoes behind. So the small ones, I'm just going to put flat side down. Big boys, we'll cut this one into 3s. We got a nice pan of bacon fat loveliness with all these lemons and potatoes. Actually, we'll set that over here. And I'm going to sprinkle some paprika over the top of them. Both smoked and non-smoked. Don't worry about the stuff on the pan. At least not yet. Chili. Dried thyme. And garlic. Then we're going to shift all these around and make sure they all get some of this goodness that's on the pan on both sides. I could have maybe poured the bacon grease into a bowl and did a little bit better with my spice distribution, but we're still going to get these well coated. Lemons are going to release juices while they cook to season and flavor everything. Okay, now that we got that all like that, you can do a little of this action here, a little consolidation in size. Sorry for the water noise there. Got a little too close. Lav Mike started picking it all up. And I forgot salt and pepper and MSG. I need more salt in my salt thingy though. Did I use up the last of that? I guess I did. Which one are you? Is the one that's open? That's you. You're a little bit lighter. That's looking like pure kosher to me, which is not what I want. Though I wanted the other one. Last of my packing tape. I taped this thing way too well. There we go. There's the properly mixed salt. Your battle to war. Where's my wire going? We're all getting split up. Down to the last two chests. Think we got it. Scrambles looking at the stream again. Victory. Azimize and Colorful Peanut Patrol coming in with those kills and assists for this last battle. Honorable mention to kills for Colorful Peanut Patrol as well. Getting those rewards for that too. Nice. I'm going to put a flag bearer out here this map. Down here in the bottom corner. Ah, sorry, Olivia. And from here, I think, folks, I'm going to take a break on the stream. Sit down a couple of minutes and relax. We got 30 minutes going on our cake in the oven. We're defrosting our chicken, which is getting there, but it's not quite there. I'm going to replace the water after I switch to an AFK. And then these are just going to hang out. We're going to put the chicken on top of this and roast this all together. So, I will see you lovely folks back here in 10 to 15 minutes.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is prepared to the high standards of Carnation Company and guarantees prime-grade nourishment.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown.
What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister?
No, Ford has new economy twins, so he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced six-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look them over in your Ford dealer showroom. Two new Fords, two wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy, ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open, simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Off into space. Man, that takes real teamwork. And here's a team of junior spacemen with an out-of-this-world breakfast that teams up V8 juice and Cheerios for flavor and energy. What a treat! A flavorful glassful of refreshing V8 juice and Cheerios with power protein, plus vitamin B1 for Go Power. And now, here's a special out-of-this-world free offer. This Moon Rocket Kit, both a toy and an exciting game. First, blast off. It separates in midair and lands 2 spacemen on a moon map. You get this wonderful game only through this free offer. Send your name and address and 1 V8 label plus 1 box top from these specially marked packages of Cheerios, Kix, or Frostios to Moon Rocket Kit, Mount Vernon 10, New York. Get Campbell's V8 cocktail vegetable juice with any one of these Big G cereals.
If you've ever been to Venice, you remember the gondolas and the picturesque waterways. And you remember the food, too. Superb food, prepared with that very special Italian touch. The same special Italian touch that Chef Boyardee sauce with meat can give to your meals over here. Because the recipe for this tangy sauce has been brought over from Italy by this famous Italian chef. Chef Boyardee sauce with meat is made from juicy, sun-ripened tomatoes and tender quality beef, simmered in a spicy sauce that makes a rice and cheese loaf, a casserole, or a spaghetti dish a real Italian-style dish. So when you'd like to add that special Italian touch to your dinner, do it with Chef Boyardee sauce with meat. Try Chef Boyardee sauce with mushrooms, too. Both are prepared from the chef's own Italian recipe.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light. That's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Folks, why do you eat Wheaties?
We like it.
Did you know it's always been whole wheat with all the bran, and bran is one of nature's best sources of food fiber.
That's news to us.
Wheaties breakfast this morning?
Sure, it helps me feel fit.
But do you know Wheaties has bran fiber your body may need?
That's news to me.
Why Wheaties?
Oh, we love the taste.
I have for years. But do you know for years you've been getting something extra for your diet? Bran fiber?
Well, that's news to me.
Wheaties. It's brand news.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Countdown.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe as well as the giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food, or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
There's no other box of facial tissues like this. Scotty's new Magic Oval box. Only Scotty's give you tissues that float up gently, one at a time, and come out in neat handfuls, too, because there's a Magic Oval inside every new Scotty's box. Only Scotty's Magic Oval can give you tissues that float up, smooth and easy. No tugging, no tearing, no extra tissues tagging along. And Scotty's Magic Oval does even more. It lets you reach in for tissues by the handful, all neatly folded, just right for pocket or purse. Scotty's new Magic Oval box is pretty, too. And inside, soft, strong, sneeze-proof Scotty's. Remember, for tissues that float up smoothly and come out in neatly folded handfuls, look for Scotty's pretty new Magic Oval box, the only one of its kind.
A pleasure, Milton.
Welcome back, folks. I'm just continuing to do a little cleanup around here. We got another 20 minutes until our cake is out of the oven. But it's going to give me enough time to put a nice quick marinade on this chicken. And to wipe this counter off. Alright, so we'll take our taters off the counter and we'll switch up for our chicken. Ah, a lot of water in that bag. Wonder if it's got a hole in it. So we got our chicken, and to this I'm going to add a little vinegar, a little soy, not too extravagant from normal things. I am using the cheaper bulk soy that so I use more of it. I'm not looking for ultra premium soy in this case. Yeah, a little apple cider vinegar. A little olive oil. Skip the salt since we have the soy, but we'll put some pepper in there. All right, close that up. As you can see, we definitely do have a hole in this bag because it's letting that soy out. Give that one moment there. Try and get in this pan quick, but I gotta get the bottom of the pan to rinse off. Oh yeah, quite a hole in that somewhere. Yeah, right there. Right there. We're gonna let those hang out just like that. What else can we do with this dinner tonight? What else can we prep? We still got 14 minutes on the cake. I guess it's time to remind folks about our Discord vote. We got an interesting one this week between... Oh, come on, Discord, work with me. Between beans and onions. Both solid candidates for the savory side. The sweet side, we'll see. And as always, if you want to make your own suggestions, you're welcome to add them to the ingredient suggestions list here. We just had a couple here in the last couple of days. Any questions out there? Anyone hanging out and lurking and curious what's going on? Anyone new to the stream? I'm pouring myself some more water here. Let's see, what else we got going on in the world tonight in the world of food that we can maybe chat about. Let's see what's out here. Let's see here. Yeah, politics. Turkey's inflation soars 73%. There's really nothing in food news right now, is there? I guess it sort of makes sense. I mean, restaurants, if they are surviving or barely surviving, they aren't all out there like, oh, hey, look at this special we got. We're like, hey, just do anything. Give us something. Really? There's just nothing going on today. Today is just boring in the world of news. Oh, hey! There was a 4.1 earthquake in San Francisco Bay Area that I probably slept through. Oh, it was far east in the bay, though. I may not have even felt that. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, we're having another spike of COVID here in Sonoma County. Although I think unless it's in the last 2 days, it's bumped up even more. It peaked at like Friday last week. But yeah, we had a pretty big spike in results. Modern Warfare 2 gameplay reveal next week. That's fun, getting some game news back. I didn't even watch who won. Boston won the basketball. And that's basically it. Not a whole lot of news today, like I was saying. This is like the third, fourth time I've said that now, but yeah, not a lot of news today. Or at least that I care to talk about. Alright, we got some units out there. We got a pretty good looking battle here in 3 minutes. Battle just before pulling out our cake. See how we're doing on our timing over here. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to. We're gonna run that right now. I'm gonna run an ad right now, 90-second ad. My normal 90-second one ahead of time. And that way, you all get to see it before we do all the fun stuff. Or we get it out of the way. My elbow has been aching me, like, I have no idea why. I assume it's probably my neck. But my elbow has been bothering me something fierce the last week or so. And, eek. One minute until our stream raiders. And for those in chat, did you know that if you're playing Stream Raiders, your rewards and bonuses are higher if you're watching the stream when we play? The game's going to start and we're going to have just under 2 minutes on our cake. So we'll see which finishes first. The game or the cake. Started almost right on, almost like exactly 2 minutes. Making quick work of all those, making quick work of everything. We got this. Victory. Let's see here. We got Colorful Peanut Patrol getting our kills. Elusek getting the assists. Let's see here. That's pretty much it. Gamma Dragon getting them golds for our map there. Yeah, we're definitely doing one more. Put my warrior out here in the center. Do a little of this action. See what we get here in 30 minutes. Back to the oven waiting game. Game beat the cake. Let's see what we got for a cake. We've got a mess. That's what we got. But we got a cake, too. That caramel all leaked out. We'll let that sit for a little bit. Yeah, cast iron was probably the better choice for this one. Or even a cake tin. I'm sort of sad that we lost a little liquid to the outside here. Is this liquid that we can actually recover? We warm it up? Might have to throw that back in there to do the rest of that. But I'm going to go ahead and switch over to our chicken here. I'll layer our chicken on top of our taters and lemon here on the counter. Ugh, the leakage. It just looks so bad. Even though I'm sure that came out great. It's just caramel that leaked out of the edges. Deal with that later. Alright, do I want to throw any chicken on top of there, on top of the soy? Or any chicken, any salt. I'm going to do a little salt on top of that soy. And we're going to raise the temp of the oven. And in we go. What do I want to use to hold this temporarily? Let's just use another sheet pan. Let's just use another sheet pan. I say another, but this is technically the one that I cleaned already today. So all of this is still all nice, good looking caramel. Well, we're starting to solidify. I'm going to throw this back in the oven just to warm it up a little bit, soften it up a little bit. But we do want to wait and make sure that this gets a decent cool down period here, at least a good 5-10 minutes here before we give a chance at flipping this out. I think I'm going to start with the sides. That way we can warm this up and maybe pour this over the top once we've plated it. Oh, hey there, cardboard. I didn't realize you were in the camera view tonight. You're still in the view. Oh, well. But we'll just fix that by doing this. Sort of. See what we get for a scramble this time. plate ain't looking too clean. What was that noise? Is that my freezer over here kicking on? I'm not sure what that noise is. Nope, freezer light isn't on. I'm so tempted to just pull it. I just want to pull it. Just want to open it. Alright, I'm doing it. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling the pin. Ooh, that's warm. That's warmer than I wanted it to be. Now for the big reveal of our dessert. But you can sort of already see it over here. You can almost see it over here. Still got that parchment there. How come no one guessed the word wiener? Hey, Evangeline, welcome in. So here we have our caramelized apple and bacon cake, upside down cake. I am going to warm up this caramel back here on the stove. I'm going to pour that over the top. Anyone that's just joining in, the caramel that's on the stove largely leaked out of my, what do you call it, pan? My, springform. It was too liquidy. It's not much of a caramel, actually. It's brown sugar and butter. So the brown sugar makes it much darker, but it's also been cooked and baked. And baked on that sheet pan. We'll let that soak in a little bit. I'm happy with that. That's feeling like a relatively moist cake. It's not a very soft cake. It's not a very light cake. It's denser than I probably expected for that recipe. But yeah, I think that's going to be a tasty cake. And it looks darker on stream than in person, but to me that's a very dark brown. That's not a dark, that's not a black, that's not a burnt. Make sure we got good color down here. A little pale. Yeah, there's all sorts of awesome tricks out there you can do to cut sugars and cakes and stuff like that, whether you're substituting out different types of lighter dairies, or you want to add in applesauce, or yeah, there's a whole bunch of things you can add into and substitute in recipes to cut the fat and cut the calorie count. And cutting the fat is really going to be the area that cuts down the calorie count too, regardless of the fact that the sugars being the problem for the diabetics. But I have such a problem with calories, and my issues with it are not getting smaller. Just because how outdated, how inaccurate they are, it's just, we need a better metric. But I don't know if culture's ever really going to get to the point where we clean up food. We had a pretty good push there, 2000s, and since then, eesh. But America was doing good in the 2000s as far as, at least as far as America is concerned, for cleaning up our food system and cleaning up. We were on a pretty good path, and now we're, yeah. And of course, the inflation now is certainly not going to help that situation because people need to eat, and we're not going to spend money on improving our food situation when everyone's having to break out an extra 20 or an extra 100 out of their wallet ever so often. Still got about 21 minutes. Also, for anyone just joining in, we also got dinner going on in the oven already. Pretty much set with tonight's dinner. We're just finishing things up and waiting for things to cook. We got our dessert chilling here and cooling down. In the oven, I have potatoes that are well seasoned with some lemon, and that is then being used to serve like a grill rack for roasting some lightly, very quickly marinated chicken thighs and legs. Yeah, dietary restrictions are... I mean, even with me just like brushing up with having some light issues with dairy, some light issues with light issues with allergies, very mild allergies that are just enough to sort of irritate me. And for a while there, they were giving me quite a few problems until I figured out, you know, what I was doing here as far as that. I think I've got a much better handle on that now. But restrictions are not fun, no. One of my good friends from college, I used to go hang out with him for Thanksgiving for a couple of years. And there was always dietary restrictions at that Thanksgiving dinner. It was a combination of no gluten, and I forget what the other ones were, but it was a really, really strict dietary household where, like, yeah. I feel, yeah. Then again, I've gotten that from private dining stuff too, but that's entirely, it's not really restrictions. It's, you know, your client's restrictions. It's, we're not interested in eating these. It's not, we can't eat these. It's the, if I hide this well enough and you don't realize that it's there, I'll still put it there list. Ooh. Yeah, a lot of that was going on there. No wheat, no nuts. Which, if you can't have nuts and you can't have wheat, you don't got much left as far as baked goods and... Yeah. That's a rough list there, Evangeline. Okay. So it's just walnuts. But, yeah, taking nuts out of the picture takes a lot of things out of the picture. It's sort of surprising how much nuts are in our cuisine when people really have no clue how much nuts are in our cuisine. What's actually really helped me with the dairy part of it is the daily probiotic shots. Whether it's Good Belly or Yakult, or I like Yakult because it's relatively cheap and it's got a nice flavor to it, and it's a nice pack that, it's 6 of them in a row. Just shot and go. Really? That one's really surprising, because, I mean, that one isn't, like... There's not much there to upset you. Mm-hmm. Well, you have to for those cultures, though. You have to have some sort of dairy, or the same sort of equivalence of dairy pieced apart from other things, because you need that for the culture. Yeah, that's another thing they throw into everything too that people don't realize until they can't eat it too. Is, like, half the bread aisle is full of dairy. It's, if not more than half of the bread aisle. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to do... I've been slacking on the bread quotient for dinners lately. I think we're going to have to bring that back a bit more. Obviously not next week, because we're doing vegan food all next week. Oh, yeah. You'll still get vegans being like, "You used yeast, though." Like, yeast is sort of like on that edge. It's a fungus, so it's like more like us than it is most of our food. But come on, hurry up, dinner. Oh, we got our next battle here. Victory. That was a quick one. Colorful Peanut Patrol getting those rewards. Itera getting us our kills. New York Chick getting us some assists. Honorable mention Kishul for assists. I think I'm going to call it there for this tonight. We'll be returning to Stream Raiders on Sunday when we start doing vegan food. The heck was that? I heard that somewhere. That was the top of something popping off and rolling. I could distinguish the sound, but I have no idea where it happened in this kitchen. That might be true of Angeline as far as, like, non-yeast breads. Not non-yeast breads. Or non-glutinous breads, which you'd be using yeast for. You need the gluten to trap the yeast gas. Yeah, they're leaveners, and they're both leaveners. I sort of would argue that they work differently, and you can also have the yeast be trapped in an environment and produce gas, whereas citric and baking soda, or any type of the chemical leaveners, whether you're using baking soda, baking powder, or anything else, eggs, they're pretty much, they start working right away. And that time that it takes the yeasties to wake up and do their thing and get going can allow you to do some other things that you can't with a chemical leavener. That difference is going to be much less if you're not working with wheat. If you're working with some other cleaner starches, they much have a better chance of leavening. When I poured that caramel on there, you couldn't hardly tell that there were apples on there anymore. And now they're sticking through pretty cleanly. Way to go, Jay. Cough on your hand. That worked. That was the way to do that. Hey, Ozzy.
Chef Yawan Omg.
That's how that's pronounced, right? Welcome in, Ozzy. How you doing this evening? Thank you for that resub. Greatly appreciate that. We got a dessert here chilling. Actually chilling. I mean, pardon the pun. It's chilling. And we got dinner roasted in the oven. We got another 8 or so minutes until that comes out of the oven. But this is a caramelized apple and bacon upside down cake. So we've got caramelized apples on the top, a layer of bacon between them and the cake batter, and then the cake batter that's on the bottom. Blight dance. Well, I just changed up a couple of these, and so now we got a couple more of these in here. Let's see, what all did I add to my... What all did we change up with the emotes? I changed the emotes up tonight as far as BTTV. Those are our new BTTV emotes in the list. We also have some new channel emotes. I'm going to be maxing out those emotes here shortly. Well, not the animated ones. We got 5 animated that I could do. I've got 2 animated that are coming. I've got one more static emote that'll fill out our static emotes until we get a couple more subs. I forget how many. I think I got to go up to almost 70. I think I got up to 50. I think that's where I am with the subs. Yeah. So we got those coming in. I've also got some other surprises coming in here. This is mostly going to be for July, though. We got the 3-year streamathon, or streamiversary coming on up in July. And so, yeah, we're going to make some changes to the stream for that. Clean things up and maybe freshen the look of things. So what's new with everyone? Anyone got anything interesting new to report lately? Eventually, I'm just reading your message earlier about heating up stuff. I certainly have those nights. We also finished up Stream Raiders for the night because we just have this one last. We're just waiting on our dinner to wrap up. We don't got quite 30 minutes for that. Debating at what point I break into this deliciousness. It is still quite warm on that plate. The bottom of this plate is still, yeah, still quite warm. It's like that mouse was designed to hold water. I know Logitech has them, but I'm gonna have to definitely look if I ever have to replace the keyboard or mouse in this kitchen. I'm not gonna necessarily go with Logitech. I don't know why I said their name anyways. I'm definitely gonna have to get some waterproof ones, which I know exist. I have no idea how expensive they are. Maybe too pricey to be worth it. Could be one of those things, buy the cheap ones 5 times for the price of the waterproof one. I thought you had that all set up, Evangeline. What you still got to set up? I thought you were all set to just like... Yeah, I thought you had... Well, I know you're not going to plan everything out before, pregnancy finishes. But I thought you had the meal stuff down, though. I thought you had the meal planning done. Ball game still going good for you, Ozzy? Or is that wrapped up already? Is that what you're saying you wrapped up? Oh, that's good, Ozzy. Like, these have done pretty good for what they are. I mean, this is... I think the num lock is broke on this one. But this has been sprayed down in my sink at the same time. And I also saw that video from Linus where they threw like 20 different keyboards in the dishwasher. And it cleaned and didn't really hurt most of them. Some of them died, but most of them lived through it pretty well. Ah, dinner. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm just going to go by looks that chicken is done. It's pushing back quite enough. Yeah, that's looking yummy. Oh, for those just joining in, yeah, this pan has done double duty tonight. We started off by cooking bacon in this pan. And so all of this is sitting in the bacon fat from that bacon cooking that largely went into this pie or this cake over here. So there's lots of bacon fat in this flavoring too. I still have... it's dirty now. Oh, there's no shame in that, Evangeline. I am all for recommending frozen veggies, any type of veggies that you can get onto that plate. They're simple and easy when it comes to family cooking time. So we're just going to take all these lovely taters, minus the lemon. Don't care about the burnt stuff, that's just all good flavor. Photo time. Absolutely, Ozzy. Microwave corn or any of those veggies. I mean, if you're just doing a stir fry, I mean, how hard is it to just cook some rice? Take some of those veggies, toss those in the pan after you seared your meat in there. Just throw everything together. That's, what, 20, 30 minutes? I just got that all over my chin. Give everyone a little bacon and view in the side there. So you got the bacon underneath the apples, sandwiched with the cake. You can see a little bit of that right there. Oh. Yummy. All right, folks. So I think that calls it for the night. Who do we have out in the streaming world tonight? Oh, that's where we can go. Even said hello to him in a while. Really? Is he streaming too? I don't see his stream. All right, folks. I'm going to send you lovely people, off to go hang out with Rhino Lion. Doing a little pottery tonight. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I am going to greatly enjoy at least this cake. This cake looks amazing. Like, seriously. It looks a little dark on camera. It's perfect. And this chicken is looking great, too. I hope you come back to join me on Sunday. Going to be starting in on a week of vegan food next week, thanks to Bun Buns. So, I'm going to start off with some orange sesame tofu with rice and broccoli. Hope you come back to join me for that. As always, we got the vote going until Monday. And I hope you all have a great evening. Thanks for joining in. Good night.